Hey friends, happy Monday and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor. I'm a stay-at-home wife and mom, and I share What's for Dinner videos like this every Monday to hopefully motivate you to cook more for your family and to give you some new meal ideas. So if you like these kinds of videos, I hope that you will subscribe down below. I will be back on Wednesday sharing a grocery haul, and then I will be back on Friday with a vlog, and then I'm going to take the week off. There will be no videos next week because we are moving next week. It's crazy. It's already here. It's happening. My house is mostly full of boxes. I'm pretty much done packing stuff up except for like some kitchen and bathroom things, and like the clothes we've been wearing. But a lot of stuff is packed. It's crazy. It's getting so close. But a week from today, we will be getting ready to head out and make our way to Wisconsin. So no new videos next week, and then I'll have to catch up on posting the What's for Dinners so that we can get back into things. So let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. Starting off with Friday night, we had lemon chicken pasta toss. This is a recipe that comes from the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook that I have, but you can also find it online, so I will have it linked down below. I'm starting off by tossing some chicken breast that I've cut up with 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and then I did some seasonings. The recipe doesn't call for anything but salt and pepper, but I think I did some garlic powder, onion powder, and salt and pepper. And then I just tossed that around until it was coated really well. And then I have heated up a couple tablespoons of oil on the stove, and once that's hot, I'm adding in my chicken, and I'm just going to cook that up until it is fully cooked. And then when it's fully cooked, we can remove it from the pan. Once the chicken was removed from the pan, then I added in some minced garlic. I'm using the frozen kind because I'm trying to use up stuff in my freezer still. I don't think I'm going to end up using up all of these little like frozen garlic. And I also have frozen ginger in there, so I'm going to try to give it to a friend and see if they will use it. But I let that saute for just a couple seconds, and then I'm adding in chicken broth, lemon juice, and some salt and pepper. And I'm going to let that simmer over medium heat for a couple minutes until it kind of reduces down a little bit. Now I doubled the sauce. I doubled the broth and the lemon juice because I wanted it extra saucy this time for some reason. You definitely don't have to do that. It's very liquidy because you don't have like anything to really thicken that up. It does thicken up just a little bit, but not as thick as I feel like some people would want it, but we liked it with the extra sauce this time. So after I had reduced down just a little bit, then I stirred in my pasta. I cooked up a whole box of some bow tie pasta, and then I also added in my chicken, and then I added in some parsley and some freshly grated Parmesan cheese, and then I let this sit with the heat off for about 5 minutes. And because I added that Parmesan cheese and the pasta, it kind of like helped thicken up the sauce a little bit. The noodles absorbed a little bit of the liquid, and this is delicious. We always love it. It's so fresh. It's like a perfect like spring and summer chicken pasta. The lemon is so good. Saturday night we did smash burgers. So if you remember on the grocery haul, I showed that I got some Wahlburger sliders, but then I noticed on the package it said perfect for smash burgers, and Elijah requested that I make them into smash burgers, which was convenient because Lidl didn't have any buns that we liked for smash burgers, or for sliders I mean. So we bought regular sized burger buns, and we had tots on the side with this. We had lettuce and tomato, and they were pretty delicious burgers. Sunday night we had breakfast for dinner. We had biscuits and gravy and then a side of fruit. So I use like the Pioneer Woman sausage and gravy recipe, and I have it pretty much memorized now. It's super easy. You make some sausage. This is some hot sausage, which did turn out being very hot, but it was very good. And I just brown that up until it's all cooked. And then once it's done, I'm going to add in some flour to soak up that grease, and that's also going to thicken our milk. I wanted to use 3 cups of milk, so I did 3 tablespoons of flour. Sometimes I do 4 cups of milk and 4 tablespoons of flour. That's what her recipe calls for. I think it's 4 and 4, but sometimes I want a little less gravy and I want it to be meatier, so I did 3 cups and 3 tablespoons. So you let it cook with that flour for like a couple minutes, and then you're going to add in your milk. And as I said, I'm doing 3 cups of milk, and anytime I make something where I'm just adding cold milk to the hot pan, I prefer not to add the cold milk to the hot pan. I prefer to microwave the milk for about a minute and then add it to the pan, because that way you're not adding cold milk to the hot pan, you're adding warm milk, and that prevents you from like accidentally like curdling milk, but also it helps like it thicken up faster, like because it's already partially warmed. And then for seasonings, I added some garlic powder, some seasoned salt, and lots of black pepper, and I just let that like simmer over medium low until it started to thicken up. And then I tasted it to see if I needed to add any more seasonings. Again, just black pepper and seasoned salt was all I really needed to add at this point. Make sure it tastes right. And then I served this over some biscuits. I did not do homemade biscuits this time. It's great over homemade biscuits, but trying to keep things simple. And then we had some fresh fruit on the side, and this was a delicious dinner. The next night we had a pork loin that I did in the Instant Pot. I actually cooked 2 of them up. And so to my Instant Pot, I added about a cup of water and then a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And then I'm adding in these Applewood smoked bacon pork loins. These do have like bacon on them. They probably would have been better cooked in the oven because I feel like the bacon might have gotten crispy, or maybe even cooked in the air fryer, but I wanted to do it in the Instant Pot because it was quick and simple and I could just like walk away and not have to watch it. So I just got those in there, put the lid on this, and let this cook for 35 minutes. And then I let it do a natural release. And then when it came out, this is what it looked like. And I just kind of picked the bacon off the top of it and like any pieces of fat that were on it. And then I pulled it out to a bowl and kind of shredded it / cut it up. I didn't want it like super shredded. I just wanted it kind of like in big chunky pieces. And then I served this with some barbecue sauce on the side and a can of corn and a box of Kraft mac and cheese. Super simple dinner, using up what we have on hand. The next night we had leftovers of that pork loin, and I decided to use up some stuff in our freezer. We had these heart-shaped potato puffs and these tempura crinkle-cut zucchini. I cooked the zucchini in the air fryer and the potato puffs in the oven. I don't very much care for the potato puffs. The kids really like them. They're basically like mashed potatoes, like a crispy outer shell. I don't know. They seem very bland to me, even though I put salt on them. I just don't care for them. But the zucchini, everybody loved the zucchini. Elijah typically hates zucchini, but I got him to try it by telling him it kind of tasted like okra. That's what it reminded me of. It didn't really have the flavor of okra, but the fact that it was so crispy on the outside and then like soft on the inside, I told him that's what it tasted like, and he tried it and he loved it. We all loved it. Too bad this isn't like a regular thing at Aldi, but hopefully they will have it again because we really enjoyed it. Wednesday night we had a whole chicken in the air fryer, and I attempted to spatchcock my first chicken. I've never done this before, but usually when you make a chicken in the air fryer you have to like flip it over halfway through, and I really didn't want to have to deal with that. So instead I spatchcocked it, which is where you like cut out the spine of the chicken. So I used my kitchen shears and did that. You cut on either side of the spine, and then you can flip it over and like press down on the breastbone and flatten it out. I will leave like a video down below of how I did it, but yeah, I was very unsure of myself going into this for doing it the first time, so I did not show myself doing it step by step. But then I seasoned this thing all over. I'm starting off by brushing it with some olive oil mixed with a little Dijon mustard. And then I seasoned it with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika. I vaguely followed a recipe. It only wanted you to season it with salt and pepper, but of course I'm not gonna do that. And then I put this in the air fryer on 350 for about an hour. I checked it like starting at like 50 minutes and it wasn't done yet. So then I just kept checking it like every 5 minutes to see if it was done. And I think it took about an hour, maybe an hour and 5 minutes. But just use a meat thermometer and check the temp, make sure it's done. And then we cut it up. We've got a box of rice on the side with it and a can of carrots. And the chicken was really good, and I loved that I did not have to flip it over. The skin got nice and crispy, and the chicken was juicy and delicious. And finally, for the last meal of the week, we had pizza. This is some naan bread pizza. I had some garlic naan in the freezer that I pulled out, and I'm topping that with some marinara sauce. And then we're going to do some Italian blend cheese, and then ham only on one pizza. And then the other one we did ham and pineapple, because ham and pineapple is delicious. But Lily didn't really want any pineapple, so we didn't put the pineapple on both. And then I put these in the oven on 425 for about 12 minutes. They got all melty and crispy. And then we had a salad on the side for those of us that like salad. Meaning just me and Elijah had some Caesar salad and Lily had some fresh veggies on the side. And that was dinner for Thursday. Now it's time for the weekly member shoutouts. If you don't know, you can become a member of my channel for $1.99 a month and get some extra special perks. So these are all the people who have decided to support me in an additional way, and that really means so much to me. I check it every couple of days and see who my members are, and then I tell Andy, I'm like, we got another member. Somebody loves me. And I almost cry sometimes because it just means so much to help me and my channel and my family. So thank you for choosing to support me. And if you're looking for the join the membership button, if you are on an iPhone, you cannot see the join button if you're in the YouTube app. You have to go either in your browser or onto a computer to see it because it's not in the YouTube app on Apple phones. So just to let you know that little tidbit of information. But that's going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. Don't forget, I will not have one up next week. There'll be no new videos next week. There will be 2 more this week and then none next week. And then I'll have to get caught up once we get settled in the new place. If you plan on trying any of the meals that I mentioned today, let me know which ones down in the comments below. And if you made it here all the way to the end, leave me a smiley face emoji down in the comments as well. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!